Good day everyone, this is Ivan, the moderator for this webinar. I welcome everyone to today's webinar, Next Gen Leadership Skills Every First Manager Needs to Succeed. I want to introduce our presenter for today, Carolyn D. Riggins. Carolyn D. Riggins is the founder and owner of CDR Consulting Services LLC in Atlanta's Greater District, Georgia. For 35 years, Ms. Riggins worked in a retail banking at First Florida Bank, Barnett Bank, Mercantile Bank, and TD Bank. I would now like to hand over the floor to the speaker. Over to you, Caroline.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome today. I'm excited to talk to you today about some great things that I know a lot of us as leaders, what we go through. Either we are watching our managers, if we are senior management and we're watching our managers experiences where they're needing some skills to help them on their first time. So today we're going to cover a lot of information. I'm excited. I want you to feel welcome, as I said before, because the whole purpose of this is to really shape your employees. Now we're going to cover about the door to the leader. This is really fun. We're going to jump into some real good stuff. We're going to talk about setting those boundaries because we know when we're firstly, promoted and we have some employees that was once our peers, how do we earn that respect? We want to make sure that happens. We want to talk about how do you build engagement without burning out. You burning out and your team burning out. Communication. It's probably one of the top, I'm going to say the top 3 skills that we really got to master. I can tell you a lot of organizations today, when I go visit them, a lot of leaders struggle. And I'm going to share with you some real stories of my own, as well as meeting with other great leaders I had the opportunity to train. And we're going to talk about performance and accountability. Yes, you being accountable and your team being accountable. It's all about everybody is being accountable for their performance, because at the end of the day, we have an ultimate goal, and that is to make sure that the organization succeed. And when the organization succeeds, you succeed. And leading a team of many kinds of people, from experience, education, all kinds of stuff we're going to talk about as well too. So again, get ready. Let's take some notes and we're going to talk about this. And we'll have some extra good stuff in there too for you. So as the next generation leaders, okay, we want to talk about what are those common generation leaders may encounter. The first time managers reality. Now, the biggest leadership shift. Now, leadership influencer, why it matters more than you think. Now, leadership learning curve. Now, there are traps that takes place. Now, the individual contributor and the manager. Now, let's get into the delegation, the power of it, because again, as I said before, you have to have a plan to do this here. Now, what happens without delegation? Now, just a quick reflection, I just want to share with you. Now, setting the boundaries and earning respect. This is why boundaries matter. Now, leadership presence. Building respect as a leader. This is important. Now, building team engagement. This is very, very important. Very important. So what employees engagement really means, look at the engaged team and look at the disengaged. Preventing the burnout again. Communication with clarity. This is important. Communication is the core of leadership. It is. It really is. Now, the cost of poor communication. Now, being vague and clear communication. Now, actively listening, I want to tell you this is really important to me because actively listening is the hidden half of the communication. It is. Now, performance accountability. When you hold everyone accountable, that means you are taking that leadership role without fear. Why accountability matters? Why new managers avoid difficult conversation. Now, professional approach for feedback. Again, don't procrastinate. That's what I'm going to tell you. Leading multi-generations teams. Now, how generations leaders prove themselves. This is just generations. I wanted to see the different kinds. And I just wanted to give you the communication preference across generations. Now, emotional intelligence, I definitely want to cover as well too. Now, again, what is emotional intelligence and why does it matter? And emotional intelligence in action. Leadership impact, again, this is important as well too. You're going to have the impact on your team. And just wanted to show you too, just the impact you have on the organization and then the customers. And then career growth through leadership. And then of course, it's important that you leadership and career achievements and then building your leadership reputation and then application and reflection. And again, self-assessments and then the habits, the leadership habits that matter. And then again, just think where you are. You are making a difference, and you will make a big difference, not just for yourself, but for those who will be watching you and those who will be coming behind you. And then leadership is changing the workplace. It is. And then leadership growth mindset. And then just the key takeaway lesson is, again, communication, accountability, emotional intelligence, and building trust. And don't forget your commitment. This is important. Continue to invest in yourself. And thank you so much for allowing for me to come into your space to talk about this today. And thank you so much. Let this be the beginning of your growth and your development, not just for yourself, not just for your team, but for your organizations and your customers. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline. That concludes the session for today. And I want to thank you everyone for participating. You may all disconnect now. You may all have a great day ahead.